Hello, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast and sea to shining sea. A big show this weekend. It's Ham Radio Live. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, boy, do we have a show for you today. History. Yes, Ham Radio History. Today is Saturday, November 13th, 2021. And we're going to go back in time just a little bit. Yes, we are. We're going all the way back to October 12th, 2021 at 12:12 UTC. Yes, we are. History was made. The Newbury District Amateur Radio Society made contact with the International Space Station for 10 deaf children at the Hare School. Wait till you see this show. It's a big one. From the four winds of the world, wherever you may be, away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shack. Man, I am so excited for this show. Yeah, I'm just really thrilled. This is a very special honor. You know, we do things in ham radio we take for granted. We do. We make calls. We meet people. Sometimes we make good friends. But what the Newbury and District Amateur Radio Society did on October 12th, 2021 at 12:12 UTC was history. 10 children from a school for the deaf made contact with astronaut Mark van der Hey up in the USS, the International Space Station. It's going by quick. It really is. And it was history. There was a great story on it. We're going to get all into that. And we're going to also take your questions. Lloyd's going to take your questions and tell how magic was made. The whole purpose of why we're here is to help you get in amateur radio. Contact someone like the Radio Society of Great Britain. Hit the Contact Us bar. Let them know you want to be in amateur radio, and they will do the rest. They'll give you a radio club that's kind of near you, right? Then you contact that radio club. Tell them you'd like to be a licensed amateur. They'll help you get licensed. Find the Radio Society of Great Britain at www.rsgb.org. All right, let's get to it. It was history, and it was covered on television throughout the UK. Check this out.
Now, pupils from a school in Berkshire have become the first deaf children in the world to connect with an astronaut on board the International Space Station.
A group of students from the Hare School in Newbury linked up to the research base as it orbited above them at 11,000 miles per hour. James Davis has the story.
This is Golf Bravo 4, Mike Hotel, November. Are you receiving? Over.
A tense wait for a call like no other.
Golf Bravo 4, Mike Hotel, November. This is November Alpha 1, Sierra Sierra, over.
After a nail-biting few minutes, the Hare School in Newbury is connected to the International Space Station, some 250 miles above the Earth. One by one, students from the UK's largest school for deaf children line up to go where no other Berkshire pupil has gone before and ask a question to an astronaut in space.
Hi, I'm Zach. What is it like to wake up and see the Earth from space? Over.
Zach, looking at the Earth from space, for me, seems like being on a winter day when the outside is covered with snow and there's not a cloud in the sky.
So what was it like speaking to an astronaut?
I feel inspired by today because it's showing that if you put your mind to it, then you can do anything you dream to do, and the world is out there for you, no matter if you're deaf or whatever disability you have.
I would like to visit Mars, and also I would like to visit other planets that haven't been discovered yet.
This is my first chance in talking to an astronaut, and I was like, wow.
The teacher who set up the historic call hopes the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity will encourage pupils here to keep reaching for the stars.
I think it's very inspiring. I mean, communication is obviously a big problem being deaf, so to be able to take part in such an incredible feat of communication is great. It just shows that anything is possible. The sky isn't the limit for our students.
You all just made my day. Thanks for the opportunity to share this wonderful experience with you all, and thank you also for the wonderful questions. Over.
Over and out. James Davis, ITV News, Newbury.
How about that? And we get the guy. We have the guy who was on stage with those kids. Yep, we've got Lloyd Farrington.
November Alpha 1, Sierra Sierra. This is Golf Bravo 4, Mike Hotel, November. Are you receiving? Over.
Look at that. He's got to make his call, right? Got to make the call. and they've got to make contact and everything work. And we've got so much to talk about, so much on how this worked. Lloyd Farrington, Mike 5, Lima Delta Foxtrot, with one of the most inspirational and special parts of this. Each kid, there were 10. We'll talk about how they were picked, but one of them was really special. Her name was Dominica, 14 years old. Take a look at her having her opportunity to talk to astronaut Mark Vander Hey on the International Space Station.
Hi, I'm Dominica. Do mobile devices work in space? For example, a smartphone. Over.
Dominica, in some ways, yes. For example, I'm using a tablet right now connected to Wi-Fi to understand what to do and make sure I called the right people today. But I don't have cell phone access. We do get our Wi-Fi through communication satellites, which change frequently because we're moving so fast. Over.
Ladies and gentlemen, from all the way, the Newbury and District Amateur Radio Society, Lloyd Farrington, Mike 5, Lima Delta Foxtrot is here. What an honor, man. Hey, Lloyd, we are so honored to have you. Man, you made history.
It's my pleasure.
You made history.
My pleasure.
I want to welcome some people because I want you to get an idea of who's here right now. First of all, Sean is here from Oregon, Alpha India 7 Echo Quebec. Good morning, Sean. And we have another Sean. Sean from the UK, 2 Echo 0, X-Ray Bravo Tango. By now it should know by heart, but there you go. My brother Bob, courtesy of WIFI, welcome. John Hummel Newell in Canada. He's in Saskatchewan, Victor Echo 5, Juliet Hotel November. Hello, Larry. He's watching from work. John, thank you for doing that. Gary Strong from Las Vegas, Nevada, Whiskey 9, Papa Yankee. We have Todd from the state of Kentucky, Kilo Yankee 4, Tango Golf. Thank you for being here. Greg is here from Bettendorf, Iowa, Kilo Fox 0, Charlie Union Zulu. Ian Justice from the Netherlands, Papa Alpha 0, Romeo November Hotel. VK Radiohead from South Australia, his call sign Victor Kilo 3, Golf Echo Kilo. Don Bush, and he does everything QRP, and I mean true 5-watt QRP with sustainable energy. He does it with wind and solar. He says, hi, Larry, and all on board. Always my best. Don Bush, Whiskey Alpha 2, Tango Papa Uniform. Also, Lejeune Sherman, welcome. Again, Holland is here. Papa Delta 7, Lima Juliet. Thank you for coming to today's show. Lloyd, okay, I just got to ask. You made history. You did. You made history that day. Tell me, if you would, what it was like, because you had so much to do. You had to have the antenna. You had to have the radios all set up. You had to make sure you were going to be able to make contact. You had to have the screen. You had to have some way to communicate to those kids. Oh, and by the way, it all had to work live. What you had to have some challenges there. Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, it wasn't just me. It was, it was a group of us. We worked together. I stupidly thought in the beginning that I could do everything, and I thought I was going to do it and do everything. But when it came back that the whole world is going to be watching because it's going to be a world first, I was a bit scared. I think that's the best description.
Unbelievable. And by the way, we've got to welcome some people as well here. Mark Taylor, Mike 7, Echo Sierra Sierra, and you know this guy, Phill Morris is here.
Oh, Phil, yeah. He is my mentor. He is my man.
He says, this is Phil, Golf 6, Echo Sierra, Secretary of the Newbury and District Amateur Radio Society in England. Yes. I was one of the team that worked with Lloyd, Mike 5, Lima Delta Foxtrot, on the ISS to Hare School contact. Phil, it's an honor to have you here today. Thank you for coming. Wow.
He didn't just work on the team. He kept us all together. He is the rock that kept us in the right place at the right time.
Wow.
He was
Phil, thank you. And also we've got
big respect to Phil.
Phil, also mythology user, afternoon all, especially Lloyd. His name is Ali. His call sign Mike 0, Mike November Alpha. Welcome to you, mate. Good to see you. Thank you for coming today. What you did, I think you kind of briefly touched on what your team did. But what your team did was more than just make contact. You had challenges before this all happened.
Oh, yeah.
Go over what all happened, if you would, on how this had to be done.
Well, I'll start on the Sunday, really, which was 2 days before the contact. The team were coming up with the trailer with the antenna on, and he got stuck in a huge tail up on one of our local motorways.
Oh no!
And was stuck. Yeah, he managed to get moving again, and then one of his front tires blew out. And
oh, no.
it was, yeah,
Oh,
no. So I was thinking, this isn't good. This isn't good. You know, it's not going well straight away.
Not a good start.
So he arrived probably about an hour, 2 hours after the rest of us, and but we got everything set up, and it was, you know, it was good to start with then.
Yeah, but that wasn't it. You guys, then you got the antenna up, but that wasn't. And by the way, Phill says he's blushing now. So there you go. your mentor, your rock. What a good guy. He's very humble. You can tell. Phill, thank you again. It's an honor to have you here today. Want to welcome a good mate from the UK, Andy New, too. His call sign in shortwave. He's a shortwave DXer. He probably would like to be a ham someday, but right now he's having fun in shortwave. Mike Hotel, 3007 SWL. Andy Newman from Bristol in the UK. So thank you for that. And, Sean, 2 Echo 0 X-Ray Bravo Tango says, blush away, Phill. It's all true from Mythological User. Yeah, it's all true. Mark Taylor said, listened in on my new collinear. How far do you want to hear? That's great, Mark. That's great. So you had more than just the antenna problem, though. You did, didn't you?
Yeah. So the main problems then came the day before the contact. We were planning on, the school was having what they call a palantypist.
Okay.
They're basically like a stenographer in a courtroom. They'll type all the words and put up, we call them subtitles. What do you call them in the States?
Closed captioning.
Closed captions, yeah. So that's what they were doing. And then the evening, just before we closed for the day, after running all the practices and the kids were there and we're doing everything, the school came and said, well, actually, we couldn't get the palantypist today.
What?
And we're not going to get one tomorrow.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
So the person, just so people understand, what this means is they had a screen behind them that had, the astronaut, the question, all that. And then they had someone to type out what the astronaut was saying so the kids could read it. So that person wasn't available?
They wasn't available.
Oh, great.
So, so they said, well, what we've got is one of the ladies at the school is a very fast typist. So she can come and she'll type all the things up really quickly.
Okay.
And get it on the screen.
Good. That's good.
So we tried, but unfortunately the software wasn't able to keep up, and it wouldn't sync in with the video on the screen.
Oh no!
Yeah,
so oh, no. It's going well from the motorway all the way to here. It's just like, oh no!
So we went away for the evening, and the next morning we came back, and we were all there sort of 8 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning. I can't remember now. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And
now you had someone though working that code through 3 a.m.
That's right?
Yeah. Someone was working to be able to do this and make it work on the screen.
Yeah. One of the Aris team actually stayed up all night until about 3 a.m. and wrote some code to make their own software so that they could have a palantypist software. So the lady was typing and it was coming up on the screen. So that was fantastic, and we thought, well, that's it. That's our glitch for the mission. We're all good, we're good. We're go for launch.
We can make it work. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I want to catch up here. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Go on. Yeah, no, go on. Carry on.
No, there's people here who wanted to say, first of all, Matt Brunton. Welcome, Matt. He said, I met Lloyd and others from the Newbury Club last weekend, a really friendly, helpful group. Thumbs up from Matt. That's good. You're making an impact.
I would like to say congratulations, Matt, because he's passed his exam this morning.
How
this
about
afternoon,
that?
actually.
That's awesome
he
news.
He will now be a licensed amateur. He's just waiting for his call sign to come through.
Congratulations, Matt Brunton. That's fantastic. Good. We love that. That's what we're here for, is help people license and license up. That's great news. You just made my day. Robert Sabato would like to welcome you. Also, Phill Morris says, hi, Matt Brunton. Congratulations on passing your foundation exam license. Well done. That's great. That's cool. You know, ham radio, the UK has done it so well. The RSGB is so forward thinking. Ham radio is growing in the UK. It really is. It's a growing hobby there. And the RSGB and the work of the local clubs have been so phenomenal during the coronavirus that it's just such a special place to be. If you're going to be one place in the world, the UK is a great place to be if you're a ham radio operator, because the RSGB and the clubs in the UK are so good. Really. Now, you guys are about to celebrate, by the way, your centenary next year, aren't you?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Congratulations. Wow. 100 years. 100 years. Do you feel like you're that old?
I don't know. I've not been with the club that long. I must admit.
Okay. Just
95, 90. I can't remember, but you know.
Congratulations. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Sean, 2 Echo 0, X-Ray Bravo Tango, on behalf of the radio community, thanks for people like Lloyd, Phill, and me. Okay, well, thank you, Sean. That's very nice. I want to give the credit to Lloyd and Phill and those guys because they did history. It's amazing. Did you feel, okay, you had the challenges, and they were huge. Before this all happened, they were huge. And by the way, folks, if you have questions for Lloyd, please post them in the comment section. We'll make sure and ask him the questions. Did it feel like a big, big moment, like it was really history you were making?
It did. But at the actual time, because of everything that had gone on, it was just, I just need to get this finished now. I need, you know, the children were fantastic. I made so many mistakes that
stop
it's
it.
unbelievable.
You're too hard on yourself.
But the kids were perfect. They were absolutely perfect. And this is what it is. It was, the whole thing was done for the kids.
Yes. And you remember, Lloyd, remember that. You know, I think we're way too hard on ourselves. Callum at DX Commander, and I love Cal. He's a good guy. Here on YouTube, find him at DX Commander. Really good stuff. And he said once, he said, you know, we're the only people who watch all of our shows are people who do YouTube shows. They watch every one of them. And honestly, we kick ourselves to death for the mistakes we make. Remember, you had one chance to do this. It was live, and by the way, in front of a whole bunch of kids and faculty, and everyone was there, including the news. Perfect. Man, you did brilliantly. And the whole point was it was about the kids. And you made some impact, didn't you? Dominica said something real special to you after that call. That's why we showed the video of her.
Yeah.
Tell us about that experience.
She came off the stage and she was so hyper. It was unbelievable. And she came off and she just goes, "This has changed my life forever."
Wow.
And we couldn't get her out. I mean, it was lunchtime, so the whole place was emptying to go for lunch, and we couldn't get rid of her. She was there and she was wired. She was asking so many questions, and she just wanted to be, you know, a whole part of this thing. It was fantastic. It really was. And I looked around the room when we'd finished, and there were teachers in tears. They got tears in their eyes.
Wow.
And our club president Richard was in the foyer outside.
Okay.
And he said people were coming out with tears in their eyes. It was just so special. It was fantastic.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Fantastic.
You see, what I love about this is it's for kids. And you guys never lost sight of that. Everything was about making it as perfect as you could for the children. And you did such a wonderful job, despite the obstacles. That's fantastic stuff. It really is. Andy New, who, by the way, is in the UK, he says, on my PC tonight, so I can see who's talking to me, hope to take my foundation license after I finish my cancer treatment. Andy, keep
excellent.
going, mate. Keep going.
Good luck. Yeah, good.
You'll get there. I want to welcome one of the best CW operators, not only in the U.S., but in the world. Whiskey 6, Juliet India Mike from Walnut Creek, California. He is one of the best, and we want to welcome you. Thanks for coming today, Jim. It's an honor to have you. Jeff is here from the state of Tennessee. His call sign November 4, Papa Oscar Delta. He says, hello, everybody from Eastern Tennessee. So good. Sean encouraging Andy a little bit. Go get it, Andy New. You'll be DXing before you know it. It's absolutely right. Matt Brunton says, thanks all. He said, Andy New, do it. You won't regret it. Getting your license.
Yeah.
Best of luck. And that's cool. How long have you been a licensed amateur?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Sorry, I should have said that. Lloyd, let's rephrase this. Let's start over again, shall we? Lloyd, how long have you been a licensed amateur?
Well, let's just say I started my amateur radio career in 1997.
Wow.
But I didn't pass any exams. I failed my first ones.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it was 4 years ago. 4 years ago that I actually managed to pass.
Congratulations.
My exams.
Congratulations, mate.
Because of the fantastic training with the NADARS, Newbury Amateur Radio Society, their training team is second to none. They're fantastic, and I managed to get from a foundation license to my full license within 12 months.
How about that? That's a huge accomplishment. That's huge.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, for people outside the UK, they don't realize that's a huge jump. A huge jump. You need a lot of help, and congratulations on that. You know, getting back to this event, you had so many people. The place was packed, and you had the press there too, right? I mean, you had BBC was there, Independent Television News was there. I mean, this was a really big deal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was. I'm normally quite shy. I don't like talking. I mean, I don't even talk on a mic on radio. I like SSTV. I like FT8. I like FD4.
Yeah.
Talking on microphones is not my thing. I don't even like telephones. So
that's why we have those modes, Lloyd. It's okay. That's why we're there. That's why they're there, mate. It's okay. That's okay. You did so well. I mean, when you first started, I remember because you kept trying to make the call to the ISS, right? You kept saying, over, over, over. Did you ever get nervous?
I've seen so many heard so many failed attempts with Aris that I was thinking, I think it was after the third call, I thought, we've lost it. We've lost the shot. That's it. And just as I was about to key the mic for the fourth time, I just heard this slight change
in audio.
In the audio.
Yes.
And I thought, oh, this could be it. And I called again, but nothing. And then I called again, and bang, there was Mark, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
It's such a wonderful event, really was. You also were talking to me a little bit about, and this is because we've talked a little bit before the show. You spoke to me a little bit about the feeling, the general feeling, putting together all the stuff, getting everything connected together. It went seamlessly. Everything got together seamlessly. The only issue really was little technical things like, having somebody to type everything out for the kids, and
well,
that kind of stuff.
we did have another little hiccup that was about 5 minutes before we went live.
I was trying not to go here, Lloyd. I was trying not to go here. Go ahead.
The school came up and said, we've got a problem now with the so we got the Palantype sorted. We could type, we could get the messages on the screen.
Yeah.
And they came up and said, well, actually, we've got a bit of a problem. We've got no one to do any sign language for us. And I said, well, we'll just carry on because I'm not stopping now. I'm in the zone. I'm ready to go. That's it. Let's just go.
My wife,
and Phill, my mentor, had got everything set out, and we just followed Phil's plan, and that was it.
And it worked. My wife,
and it worked.
My wife, Karen, she said, because I told her the story, she says, "How can a school for the deaf not have someone be able to do sign language?" I said, "Honey, I don't know. I'm not there."
The thing is that the school do not use sign language. They encourage the children to lip read. And
perfect.
And they all have cochlear implants in their ears.
Notice that.
Into the head. So they encourage them to speak and to lip read. And so they don't actually use sign language at the school whatsoever. So, but there were children in the auditorium that were sign languaging or doing sign language for other children.
Isn't
in there,
that cool?
Which I thought was fantastic.
That's cool.
That was just fantastic.
Kids teaching kids. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Andy New from the UK says, brilliant, Lloyd. That's good. And this is really special because, it was such a historic thing. Okay, so afterwards, you get everything done. Big sigh of relief, right? You've got Dominica finally going for lunch, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you're getting everything taken down. When did it hit you? I mean, really hit you how big this thing was?
I think Friday afterwards.
Really? No,
Yeah,
why was that? Why was it Friday?
I just don't know. It was just such a momentous thing
Mhm.
that I don't know. It's hard to explain. It was Friday when I sat there and thought, wow, that is just. I've waited almost 30 years to do this. I made an attempt in 1990 something with the school for the SAREX project, which was the shuttle amateur radio experiment.
Okay.
And we failed. And it's been in my back of my mind so long, and it's just suddenly, say, 3-4 days afterwards, it just suddenly hit me that
This was personal. Yeah.
I've just done it. Yeah,
I wanna get
and
it
that's
done.
it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow. That we didn't talk about, but we did talk about, this was kind of a special thing for the Mary Hare School. It was a connection with the Newbury District Amateur Radio Society. Tell us about that connection, because this is a special story.
Yeah, the whole thing is I went up to our committee and said, look, I've got this crazy idea. I'd like to make a contact to the space station using one of the schools for them to ask questions. And so the question was, well, what school have you got in mind? I said, well, I don't know, actually, because I'm not from the area, so I don't know. I said, I live about 20 miles away from Newbury, so it's a bit of a distance. I said, so I was hoping that one of you guys could help me. And our then chairman, Jeremy, call sign's just gone out of my head. G4DOQ, something like that.
Okay.
Sorry, Jeremy.
No, it's all right. It's all right. This is such a heartwarming story.
Yeah. He said, why don't we use the Mary Hare School? And I said, well, okay, why? And he said, well, our former president, Gus, who's now Silent Key, he said his son is the headmaster there, is the principal. I said, well, that's fantastic, because we don't need to explain anything about the amateur radio side. He was brought up with amateur radio. He knows everything about it.
Sure.
So it was ideal. So, and that was it. So because of Gus, we contacted the school.
And this was really, in many ways, not only to try and make history to do this, but also a way to honor, the Mary Hare School, because of the connection that your former president had with the Mary Hare School.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fantastic story.
Yeah.
Just a fantastic. See the backstory of all of this. You only see the finished product, but you don't know the backstory, and that's a very special connection there. So you did it in memory of Gus.
Yeah. And there's just one other small thing that has not been mentioned anywhere. One of the helpers that was there on the day, there was myself and Phill. There was also JC, who is John 2E0 JCC or JJC. I'm not good with call signs, as you probably noticed when I was calling.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
He, when he was a young lad, and I mean, I'm talking a very long time ago, he's about 125 at the moment. He's an old man.
Lloyd, I'm just going to give you the mic and let you host the show now. So you're just doing a fine job.
His school was asked to go to the Mary Hare School to do a tea dance, where they dance around, waltzing and whatever.
Really?
And of course he was there thinking, well, what's the point of this? They're all, they're deaf children. They're not going to be able to understand. And he said they wiped the floor with the boys. So it was the boys' school meeting the girls there, and the girls just wiped the floor with him because they were so fantastic at
That's
dancing.
Great. Oh, that's awesome, dude.
So he had the connection as well. So it was a fantastic thing, the whole event.
That's so cool. What was if you can just think of a few things that really stood out to you with this amazing bit of history, and it's history for all of us in amateur radio, whether you're a shortwave DX person, you're a medium wave or long wave person, if you're ham radio, even folks at CB, 11 meters, still 11 meters. So it's still HF. Yeah. It was something to celebrate for all of us that, by radio, history was made. So what were some things from this experience that really stand out in your mind?
Well, obviously Dominica. I mean,
sure.
We've discussed the effect on her that was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the thing that hit me was Jacob. Now, Jacob was the second one to ask the questions.
Yes.
And he came up, and apart from being blind, he's also partially sighted.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we're showing him right now. Jacob was wearing red and had the glasses on. Yep. So we're showing him right now on
and
screen.
And he was helped up with by a helper to come up to the stage to ask his question. And I thought, well, that it's such an honor for me, really, to be able to see these children just do something like this.
And that was Jacob right there.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And so you had Dominica and Jacob really stood out. And of course, the questions that the kids all had their question. You had it all figured out because you had a nice sheet printed out for each child, plus their age, plus you had the questions they were going to ask. Did any of the kids struggle with it? Were they really just brilliant?
No,
or?
They were all fantastic. It was just me that messed up.
Oh, stop it. Knock it off. You did great.
Yeah. No, it was me.
No. It's difficult. When we're used to, first of all, if you're not used to using phone, that's normal. So no big deal there. But the point is, you did it, right? You did it, mate.
Yeah.
And what you did, look at the results from the kids. Look at what happened. I mean, those kids are touched for not just that day, they're touched for the rest of their lives. I mean, do you realize the impact you made on those kids? And not just the ones that asked questions, the ones that were sitting up in that auditorium too.
Yeah. This is it. The whole thing was, it was so touching. It was so touching.
Absolutely.
And I think that was why it was 3 or 4 days later that, I suddenly thought, wow.
Well, and the interesting part too, is you had tried before. Right? You tried it with the shuttle and it didn't work out. This time it did.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. How long did it take you to tear everything down? I got to ask that question.
Well, it was down in about an hour. It was really quick. Yeah. The Aris team, the Aris team are professionals at doing this, I will say.
Yeah.
They go around and help where they need to.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'd got it all to a T, and it was all down and all packed away quite quick. It took 2.5 days to set up, but
but it's easy
hours to take down.
Easy to take down cords and connecting cables, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Got a nice comment from Sean in the UK. 2 Echo 0 X-ray Bravo Tango. What you did, Lloyd, was amazing. It's what it's all about. And I thought after I showed this, and you, by the way, just backstory of how this all came to be. I had done a show about this incredible historic contact, and Lloyd got a hold of me just cold. Literally, I didn't know Lloyd, and he said, I'm the guy that was on stage helping with the questions. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, would you come on the show and talk about it? Because this is history. And he was so kind and said, yes, I'd love to. Let me check with the club, make sure it's okay, and then I'll get back to you. And then he started doing that and just did an amazing job. He really did. And I thank you for reaching out to me, because this is, for me, is an honor. Of all the shows I will do or have ever done, this one will be my favorite, because it involves children and impacting their lives, you know?
Yeah.
And Dominica, she had some interesting things she said to the news, the ITV news. She said she wants to visit Mars and some other planets. Yeah. How about that? I mean,
and she's the age that can.
Yeah.
This is
14. 14.
Yeah.
Was there any other comments that the kids said after this event happened that stood out to you?
In all honesty, it's all gone
over your head.
Yeah, and
but Dominica stands out big.
It was just her whole thing. I mean, all the kids were so excited and so wired. It was such a heart-rending moment. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
By the way, I want to make a little announcement that's kind of special, and we should do it. Even though this is the shows for Newbury and District Amateur Radio Society. I will say that someone in the UK has just applied for an amateur ham foundation license course. Well done.
Oh, excellent.
Well done.
Yeah, excellent.
Andy New, too, just applied for an online foundation course with X6 Ham Train. Congratulations, Andy.
Good.
You're going to love ham radio. You're going to love it. Congratulations. Lloyd, if you could put into a box a little bit about the Newbury and District Amateur Radio Society and the things that you guys do, could you talk a little bit about what your club does?
Yep. We just want to promote amateur radio. This is the thing. We help each other. We a lot of competition in competing. That's one of the main things that the club's into.
Okay.
Not my thing, I will say, but
you're talking about contesting.
Contesting,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We normally do very, very well, which is good. But we do also do training. We had a foundation course last weekend, and normally it's very, very busy. And this was the second one we've run this year. The first one, I think we had 10 or 12 students on. And they were passed. One of them being, I think he was 11. I've forgotten how old he was now.
Amazing.
A young guy, Isaac. In fact, he's now got his intermediate license, so he's got the second one.
Congratulations, Isaac.
And he's not even 14 yet, so he's done really well. But we have had two guys from last weekend. Matt, who's already contacted you, and Kevin have both passed. We've heard that they've both passed their exam today.
Fantastic.
So
fantastic.
That's really good.
Gosh, that's
so
great.
Yeah,
news.
Training,
love it.
Testing, helping each other.
Love it.
That's the main thing.
And according now, Andy Calley's my mate in the UK. We're like brothers. He's a good guy, and he said they have a great ham fest too. So you guys do a ham fest.
Sorry. Yeah, we have a rally in June every year. It was cancelled last year and the year before, sadly, because of this COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
But it is coming up June next year.
Yeah, there you go.
So our website, NADARS, NADARS.org.uk.
Okay.
Got everything on there. Yeah.
So NADARS.co.uk.
No, ORG.
ORG. Okay, so NADARS.co.org. All right. You want to get a hold of it? I get it wrong. Why don't you say it twice so that way people can get it if they want to join? Because it's so important to join a ham radio club. I was just telling my father-in-law, who is new to ham radio, and I said, Dad, the most important thing you could do is get involved with a club. And he said, well, he told me we were in California last week. He says, well, I have breakfast with them, once a month. I said, no, join them. You need to join the club so you can be a part of it, because they're going to not only help you to, if you have problems with your shack or problems with your stuff, but they're going to help teach you too. And you can learn and grow from it. So joining a club is a big deal. Give your club address a couple more times for people, because I'm going to mash it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's NADARS, NADARS.org, O-R-G.
Okay. And I blew that.
UK.
And I blew that. How easy is that? NADARS.org.uk.
It's the sort of thing I do. I've probably given it wrong anyway, but
that's great. That's great. Sean, by the way, 2 Echo 0, X-ray Bravo Tango. He is a registered assessor for the RSGB as well as an RSG district rep. And Sean, we honor you too. You do a great job. And I love the RSGB. People give me a bad time. They do, because they say, well, you don't get show enough love for the ARL. You're an ARL member, but you don't show enough love. Well, if I could join the RSGB, I would. That's just the way it is. That's what I do love. I love my American radio, really big. I do. But I really love what RSGB does. Jeff in Tennessee, I need to buckle down and get my extra. Jeff, you'll love it. It's worth every bit of your study. Don't let anybody tell you that, well, you only get about 3 or 4% of the frequencies. No, that's your DX frequencies you're missing. So get those frequencies. Phill Morris, Lloyd, don't forget the Newbury Radio Rally that is on Saturday, 24 June 22, one of the biggest and best rallies in part of the UK, and totally run by the Newbury Radio Club. And he did that already because he's fast and did it right. Well done. Yep. We got a new one here. This is really nice. I want to welcome Mike 1, Bravo Tango Foxtrot. This is Matthew Winpenny Smith. He said, got my license back in 1997, aged 16, and still enjoying the hobby at 41. Congratulations, Mike 1, Bravo
Excellent.
Tango Foxtrot. That's what it's all about. Grow up with ham radio. It's well worth it. I want to welcome Tim, Golf 5, Tango Mike. He's well worth being here. Tim, I'm so grateful you came. Thank you. We're really celebrating, what we're doing here with the UK, because I love what's happening in the UK. You can join the RSGB. I'll say, Sean, sign me up right now. I'll do it. You have my word, okay? I'll join. I will. I'll join. I'm fine with that.
Brilliant.
I think it's such a great society. They care. They grow ham radio, and they listen to their members. They're really good. Not that the ARL is bad, people. But I think Lloyd may have to go shortly. He's got a cab coming, and I
think that's my
him
cab just telling me it's here.
Oh, perfect. We're going to let you go. We're going to thank you for coming. By the way, we always end our show with a sign-off from in honor of the guest. So it's an honor in broadcasting. It's a way that we show respect for our history. So this is going to be a television close down, as you call them in the UK, from BBC One in London. Okay? So any final words you want to share with the folks that are live on the stream?
Well, no, just thank you for coming and listening to me talk rubbish for almost an hour. And thank you for the honor of allowing me to come on.
Oh, man, you made history. You did, Lloyd. I'm proud of you. You know what? I'm considering you my friend now. You're my mate, okay? So you're going to share with us before we go. We're going
Billy No Mates.
Yeah, that's what we're going to share. The last thing. Okay, so for folks outside of the UK, this is some learning time. So get ready. Put your thinking caps on. Listen to what he's telling you. This is so funny. It's a UK term that we don't know. Go ahead and share it. For people that are by themselves alone.
Yeah. My wife's gone away to a company gala tonight and left me home alone. And in the UK, we say we're Billy No Mates. So this is it. Tonight, I am Billy No Mates.
It's so funny. Now we know a new UK sign-off. I mean, new UK word. That's a good term. All right. We have been live with Lloyd Farrington, and we want to honor him and thank him for coming. He spent some time with us here on a Saturday, and I got the time wrong in the UK. I'm sorry. I got the time wrong. My fault. And by the way, Phill Morris says, well done, Lloyd, and I 100% agree. I 100% agree. You knocked out of the park. That's a U.S. term for getting a home run, and that means it's a big deal. That's cool. Lloyd Farrington, Mike 5, Lima Delta Foxtrot with the Newbury and Amateur Radio Society. Thank you for joining us today. We'll get a sign-up for you, and we'll thank you all for coming. I'll be back in an hour. We'll go live on making calls here on the 7610. Until then, wherever you may be, thank you for watching, whether in the UK or the US or Australia. It has been an honor to have you join us today on the Ham Radio Live. Until next time, wherever you may be, my name's Larry. My call sign is K7HN. Thanks to Lloyd Farrington, Mike 5, Lima Delta Foxtrot, and the Newbury and District Amateur Radio Society, plus the ARISS for making this all possible. Till next time, goodbye, everybody.
Well, now to see how we go to score with the weather. Tonight, rain will die out, except in northern Scotland, with temperatures falling to 5 Celsius. That's 41 Fahrenheit in the Scottish Glens. Tomorrow, there may be a little sunshine in the south and east, but most places will have a good deal of cloud with some showery outbreaks of rain. Tomorrow's temperatures, another cool day, especially in the wetter parts of the north. And that is the weather.
When she got back, there was a smell of smoke.
Where's Mummy gone? To the fish and chip shop, of course.
When she opened the door, there were flames.
Here, Mum said you wasn't to touch that. It's all right.
Whatever you've taught them, you can't be sure they'll play safe.
I want to do it. Give it here.
Don't leave children alone in the house, even for a short time.
Mum! 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 Mum!
That was a public information film. Well, with the time rapidly approaching 12 minutes past midnight, that's where we come to the end of Wednesday evening's programmes here on BBC One. If you'd like a little more company, on Radio 1 right now you'll find Whispering Bob Harris. And if you turn to Radio 2, Peter Clayton presents Jazz Parade. But from all of us here at BBC One Television in London, on behalf of all of my colleagues, this is Andy Taylor, wishing you a very good night. Good night.